Uppy, uppy, uppy. It's one funny morning. I'm Dana Blizzard, and it's too early in the morning. This is the dumbest show in the whole world.
From Monday
to Friday. Sometimes on Saturdays.
Why would you say that in front of all these people?
Dean stinks.
You never know what's gonna happen.
That's your Dateline voice?
I don't know.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't.
It's not a chicken leg. This is a chicken leg.
Look at that manhole cover on my face.
Not a bad rendition of me. Hold on.
We know your brother. We'll give you a ride to school or whatever.
That's called
our small
murder
town.
in New Jersey.
He was a lot
Like
with his everything.
Oh.
What's outside your Puerta de Clima?
That's Stellan! Yeah!
Hi, I'm Monica. And I'm Stacy. And we just stopped at Uranus Fudge Factory and got our fudge packed.
And now we're on our way to see our $5 friends. If you want to get your fudge pack, stop in Uranus.
Uranus, Indiana. And here's Dina, our BIC.
Okay. I was clearly not ready for that intro. Okay. Monica and Stacy, I'm pretty sure in the running for best intro. Good morning, TikTok. You missed it. Wow. Look at Monica and Stacy. Just we thought you'd like it, Monica. Oh, wow. Monica, I did not you looked like two nice ladies. You really did. You look like two nice ladies who go to church, number one. Okay. That was different. Wow. Okay. All right. Sure. Hold on, I'm gonna redo this. Yeah, I like this better. We were headed to the airport, OFM Midwest campout. Oh my gosh, that was so funny. Good morning, TikTok. How is everybody? That was the best intro we've had in a while. Listen, there's some stellar ones. Listen, I love all the intros. Please make an intro video and send it to us. I love all of them, but some of them, don't let them fool you. There's more to meet the eye. I'm starting to see it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lulu's chicken leg. Mm-hmm. Why, thank you, Jeff. You're gonna see it. My hair probably by the time we have our meeting, it'll just keep growing today. So I decided to just lead into curly girl summer. It's just too much hair. So this is who we are. I do think that the silver comes out more when I do curly girl summer. I don't know how I feel about it, but it is what it is. So at some point, it'll just be all silver. You know what I think is really crazy is just like, I wish I had hair. It's crazy to me is that at some point the blonde is gonna, thank you, Stephen, the blonde is gonna be gone, which was kind of like the transition pieces. And then it'll just all be silver. And then how old do we look? I don't know. Oh, well, whatever. So good morning, everybody. I was bebopping yesterday. If you were on the supporter side last night, you might have seen the show live from New York. It's Monday night. Yep, it was Ugly Monday up in New York City. I went up there to any word from Josh? I might have had two men in the car last night in New York City driving around. Whatever. Last night we went to dinner. It was this gluten-free restaurant in New York City, downtown, in like the Village. And it was a great Ugly Monday. Yeah. You've made me decide not to dye my hair again. It's a difficult thing. Donna, it is a difficult thing. And everybody keeps saying, my husband heard you the other day and thought it was so funny you said silver instead of gray. Gene, you have to tell him it's silver now. Gray was your grandma. Now we call it silver, y'all. Somehow, I don't know what we'll call it. What will we call it by the time like my kids' generation will just be called glitter. They'll just go full glitter. They're like, glitter makes you smarter. I wonder if people will think I'm smarter or if like kids will like help me across the street. I don't know. Thanks, Jess. Platinum. You're right, Jade. They're going to go platinum. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So last night, Jason, his nephew cousin. So Jason is the youngest of 6, and all his siblings are older. So his nephew is actually only about 8 years younger. So I think Jason said last night he was an uncle by the time he was 7. So they're more like cousins. So like every time I introduce them, hey, Grumpy Jeff, it's white gold. Exactly. Which one's more valuable at this point? Gold's got value has gone up. But Josh lives in London. So every once in a while he'll have meetings here in New York. And so when he does, we will drive up to have dinner with him. So we went to this, and it was so crazy because the whole restaurant was gluten-free. And it was called like Sans Gluten. Senza Gluten in New York. Mary and Sharon, you would love it. But it didn't matter what they brought to the table. I had to ask them. Like, so first they brought over, last night, it was heaven. I would have just driven up for this. It was calamari, fried calamari. And they brought it to the table. And I was like, is this gluten-free? And he was like, ma'am, everything's gluten-free. And I was like, so then he comes back with the next thing, and it's just like a bowl with bread in it, which to you people probably means nothing. And I was like, is this bread gluten-free? He's like, ma'am, everything's gluten-free. And I was like, what? No, Jason's not gluten-free. Both of them are just very kind to pick a restaurant that was gluten-free. But it was so good. I know, Judy, it's kind of a nice schedule. So anyway, so we just kind of hung out. So last night, okay, so for those of you I didn't talk to last night, so you know how you have Find My iPhone on your phone, right? So you can see where your kids are, whoever shares with you. And so we're in like the village having dinner. So I decide, well, let me go on Find My, because for those of you that are new, I just dropped 2 of my kids off in Brooklyn. They're 5 and 6. No, they're not. They're fine. They're old enough. So I could see them. Like, I'm downtown. I can see the dean is down in the business district for some reason. Jacqueline's still in Brooklyn. So I text them. I take a picture of my, like, where I am, and I text it to the 2 of them. And I said, hey, I'm in New York having dinner with Jason. If anybody wants to stop by. No answer for the whole night. Haven't heard from them. They didn't answer. They didn't ask if I was okay, if I was murdered on the way home. Nobody. They just never happened. And that's what I love about raising 20-year-olds. Mm-hmm. No, Jason is not gluten-free. He's just regular. He's a regular person. So last night, I was like, hey, so we had dinner semi-early, but like around 9:00 is when we do Ugly Monday. And I was like, listen, I gotta go do Ugly Monday. And Josh was like, what is that? And I was like, get in the car. And so last night, our guest who didn't know he was going to be on a show was Josh. So he was sitting in the back seat, and he was like, so what are you going to do? I go, that's it. We're doing it. We're just going to talk to people on the phone. Yeah, but if they try to call you and you don't answer, they're mad, and they just keep blowing up your phone. Oh yeah, a lot of ladies were very excited. I thought it was just so funny. Like, I probably could do a show where I just drive around New York and just pick up single men and put them in the back seat of my car and then just drive around with them, introducing them to ladies on the internet and interviewing them. And then if somebody likes them, I could just bring them right to your house. It's like Uber Eats, but it's Uber Dates. Why hasn't anybody done that? It's a dating show where it's like a cross between Cash Cab, Uber Eats, called Cashing Uber Dates. Nope. It's just called Uber Dates. Where, yeah, Uber Meet Cute. And they get in the car and then I talk to them. Like, where are you from? What are you doing in the city? Trademark it quick. Yeah, Insta-date. Oh, that's it. Uber Meets, but MEATS. And then in parentheses, be like, I was going to say we can also deliver salami. And then I thought, don't say that. And I did anyway. Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people could be murdered. That's why it's also like Dateline. I mean, Missy, it rates itself. I mean, come on. And every once in a while, Missy could be my co-pilot. I'll just pick her up and she'll be on the corner with Chick-fil-A. Just hop in the car. Yeah. We'll just hit different corners. Missy will pop in. She's like, here's some Chick-fil-A. And then she'd ask a couple questions. We're like, all right, time to go. And we kick Missy out. She's like, I'm heading uptown. And then we'd kick her out. And then if we didn't like them, we'd be like, okay, we're going to need you to get out. I trust you to find me a date. Well, did you see there was that medium that's doing it now? There's a medium. I don't know why he's driving a cab. Because again, it was kind of like a cross between Long Island Medium and Cash Cab. Why is everybody driving a cab? But this medium was driving the cab. It was just a clip I saw. Maybe you guys have seen it. It was a clip. And there's a medium. He just picks up a random woman. And, the camera's up by like the rearview mirror. He is having like a full breakdown. He's just like driving. He's like his face is like real weird. She's fine. She's just looking out the window. And he was like, how are you today? But he's acting super weird. But it's his show. And she's like, fine. And he was like, are you? Yep, Carrie, that was it. He was like, just out of curiosity, what do you do? What's your job? She goes, it's kind of funny. I'm a mortician. And he was like, I'm gonna need you to get out of my car. You have so many dead people around you. Yeah. Did you see the one where you go on a blind date and a photographer takes your pictures when you first meet? It went viral. No, I didn't. Yeah. Best place to talk is in the car. She's like, you got to get out. You got a lot of, and you have a guy in your car and then you pick up the woman. And then I'm like, listen, he's not going to kill you. Right. So as soon as he gets in the cab, I'm like, do you want to play? And then we run his plates. We get a blood type. We check his credit. We call all of his employers. Like we do the entire background check. Like somebody like Wendy, we call it in. Wendy's like, hold on, I'll get back to you. And then she's running all the numbers. I don't know what the show is called with the medium. If anybody does know, let us know because I don't know. Yeah. Full background check is being done. And then we would know whether we should, you got a pension, what's your insurance like, what's your copay? What does the copay look like? Yeah. And then as the date is going, he's getting points. Like there'd be like a little thing by the front, like where the ticker for the cab would be. It'd just be like, ding, like, all right, you have good credit, sir. You can stay in the car. But then you got to Google, just a general Google search. That's all Stephanie and Megan. And my mom, they would Google everybody and just find out any information. And ding, ding, we're like, sir, you already have 1X. Turns out you have 2 divorces under your belt. That is getting close to the limit for us. That's negative 50 points. And I'll be like, oh, wait, it says here you love to go shoe shopping. That's an extra 100 point. And it would be a point system. I'm telling you. And then, yeah. And then if he said something like espresso, his points would drop. Exactly. Like certain words, you know. Yeah. I just have a private investigator just offline. And then all of a sudden I would get like a private call. I'd be like, I'm sorry, sir, you have to take this. And then Wendy would be on the phone. Abort! Abort! I'd be like, you know what? We have to take another fare, sir. Please get out of the car. And if he doesn't get out of the car, Diana tries to lure him out with a bag of snacks. You want Snicker bars? And I mean, it was just everybody would have some role in it. Yeah. So I know, Tanya. It really writes itself. It's called seatbelt psychic. Somebody said. We have nothing in common, but you have good insurance. Holly's in. She don't care. So, we will find something to talk about. Did you guys see? I feel like I've read it 2 places, and I want to hear what everybody feels about it. There's 2 articles recently that we're talking about. One was on the burned haystack method. Jenny, if you're even remotely thinking about dating, I highly recommend checking out this burned haystack method Facebook page. I think it's by Jenny or Jeannie. It's a real interesting method to go about dating. Again, I don't know that this is helpful for like 22-year-olds. I think you should just go and, do your thing. But for those of us that have maybe been around for a while and are not interested, I think there's like a lot of things that she says that are really helpful, and not just in dating and just having like boundaries with people and what are red flags for you, stuff like that. Anyway, between her site and one other one, it was talking about how a lot of people lead or begin like having an attraction or a connection when they believe that they have like, she was a guest, Becca, when they have like a real like physical connection first, that a lot of people lead with that. Her first name is Jen. Thanks, Andrea. And these 2 articles were saying, like one of them was, I met a really lovely man. We went out for coffee a couple times. He's a lovely, lovely person, but we didn't really have like a spark. Like it was like, he seems nice, right? And so this lady wrote this article and she said, I just want you to know that when I met this gentleman, there wasn't a big spark. He seemed like a lovely person. But I just said to him, I was honest, and I said, I'm not really feeling it, but, I'm happy to like go do things with you and like, camaraderie, company for each other, whatever. And she said, and so I immediately friend zoned him for lots of reasons, but one of them was this, I just didn't really feel anything, right? And so she goes on to write and say, we started spending more time together, just doing things that we liked and going places and having dinner. And then one day I just realized that I started to see him in a different way. And it was just this whole idea that we have been told that there's got to be this spark from the beginning. And these researchers are finding that sometimes the best relationships are the ones that you give time to. It was just a really interesting article. And I was just wondering if anybody has had an experience like that where like, you might have friend zoned somebody. Nope, I married the guy I gave a chance to, even though there was no spark, and it ended in a horrible divorce. This time I went for spark and landed me the hot dad of the year, baby. Okay. Kimberly's standing on a table right now. I don't know that for sure, but in my loins, I know. She just stood up on a table. She's raising a glass in the air, and she is having the best Tuesday ever. So there's that. Germs and I were friends for years. That's Jeremy. Well, I can, at my age, can safely say I do not know how to find a decent man. Meredith, you should really check out this burned haystack method. I just think it's so interesting. especially with the dating apps. Like my husband was a friend for 5 years before we started dating. 23 years strong. I think sparks fire always fizzle down. Good company and being able to talk only gets better. Yes, me. Summer fling for 8 years, then one day it clicked. Married for 14 years. On the table, whirling my towel. Cheers to hot men. Dates my friend's brother. We were friends for a while before we started dating. I worked with my husband for a year and didn't think of it as any more than a friend. Then things changed. Married 28 years. My husband and I were friends for a long time, and then he said we should go out. Married 28 years until he passed. Oh, Madeline. Well, I think it's interesting. I think that this burned haystack method is interesting because, you get to really kind of see like other women will like write stories, or they'll take snapshots of conversations that they've had on the apps. And there's, this idea of, just being really purposeful about finding a lovely person on the apps. And I do think I didn't have any sparks at all. And then it grew to fall madly in love with husband number 2, said Dina. Oh. My husband pursued me for years. Here's Kezia. Guys, my husband pursued me for years. And I shot him down, but I finally gave him a chance. And now we're married for 31 years. But here's Kezia this morning. Guys, years. That's what she just did. Just a low-key lay it down, guys. She just did that. Jeff and I didn't like each other when we first met, but fortunately we had some mutual friends, so we kept getting thrown together. We've been married 43 years, 34 years married. Woohoo! When I met my husband, I was probably 10, and he worked for my dad. We didn't start dating until I was 25. We definitely have an interesting story. I definitely believe that the universe brought us together because we are truly soulmates. Cassie, we were kids. I refuse to get legally married. Been together 11 years. Why ruin something that's perfect already? All right, good for you, Whitney. You got to do you. Some people don't care. Some people it's really important. Some people don't care. I would be scared of messing up a friendship. I hear you, Alejandra, but here's how I feel. And I feel like it's true as we get older, is I find myself being much more honest, calmer for sure, but much more honest about what I'm looking for, where my boundaries are. And I feel like, if it's really a good friendship and you decide to take it a step further, I feel like if it didn't work out, at least you could have that conversation, as long as you're kind. I think it's worth it. One guy I ended up dating from the app didn't have a spark at first, but we hung out here and there, and for a few months there was a spark. Thinking getting to know him more started the romantic part. It didn't work out in the end, but it was a good relationship. Janice, that's like the best. It's so beautiful. I was friends with my husband for a year before I dated him. We were married 33 years before he died. Oh, Lori. I started dating my husband when I was a junior in college and a senior in high school. I went to his prom. We broke up when he went to college and grad school. We kept in touch, wrote each other, and hang out with each other during breaks, even though I had other boyfriends. He proposed to me a year after he graduated grad school on a bench in Florida. I knew he was my soulmate. Tracy! I left my now husband at the bar we met at, and he showed up the next week trying to find me. Married 22 years, together 27. She's like, no, listen, I'm going to be here next week if you like that into this. Because just think about it. I mean, that's how there was no like, let me find you on Instagram. Let me give you my whatever they give each other. What are the kids? I remember we were out somewhere and the kids, and I said, Dean, why don't you give her your number? And all 3 of my kids' heads just turned and snapped. And they were like, what? I said, just go ask for the girl's number. I mean, if you want to keep in touch. They're like, what do you want to murder her? And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, that's not what you do. You give them your snap something. I was like, why wouldn't you just give them the number? The number goes directly to they're like, Mom, that is super creepy if somebody gives you their number. And I was like, yeah, so dumb. So dumb. Mm-hmm. Okay, here comes Terry. Watch out, Kezia. Here comes Terry. Flipping the hair. My husband asked me about 80 times, and I finally said yes just to get rid of him. We were married 26 years when he died and had 6 children. Oh, Terry. I love it. I love these stories where the girls are like, okay, you guys have no idea how many times he asked me out. I love the low-key flexes going on. Uh-huh. I met my husband on Friday, told him that Monday that we were going to be married, been married 26 years. Erica, are you serious? You met on a Friday, and by Monday you're like, by the way, we're going to get married. Was he okay with that? I guess he was. Was it like, this is what's going to happen. If you can sign these legal documents, we can have this wrapped up by Friday. Okay? We're not going to take a lot of questions, but one or two. My husband was my boss and my boyfriend at the time. My boyfriend at the time, friend, we didn't date until years after they were. I don't understand. Was my boss and my boyfriend at the time, friend. I don't know what you added the word friend, and I'm confused. I would jump out of a plane naked in Central Park before I'd marry again. Just me? Snapchat name. Started dating, got engaged in 1993, married 94, celebrated 30 years. 41 after ski trip, married 33 years. Yeah, why be direct when you can just beat around the butt? No, Jen. I don't have time for it. I met my now fella online a year and a half ago on a dating site. Oh. I don't know, Kyle. You getting ahead of me. You getting ahead of me. He proposed after 6 months. I went on a date in college. He said he would pick me up. His mother was in the car. Okay. All right, Meredith. Let's start again. I went on a date. He said he would pick me up. His mother was in the car. That was a huge red flag, you think? He was history. That's typical for me. Paul and I were platonic roommates, and that was in 1985. Still here traveling in our RV, living life after corporate and kids. Met my husband in 6th grade, 32 years married. Oh, Patty. Met my husband. I was moving out of the house he bought that I was renting. He asked me out. Met my husband when I was moving out of the house he bought that I was renting. He asked me out for marriage. Kay, you was just trying to stay in the house. I think you was just trying to get a good deal on rent. So you were moving out. He bought it. He was like, it's my house now. You're like, do you mind if I just stay? What if I marry you? What if I bear your children? Then I can stay for free. Okay, that is one heck of a way to get your mortgage paid and your rent. Free rent. My husband was my boss, been married 24 years. At first, he hated me as an employee. And he was like, you know what? I hate her as an employee. I bet she'd make a great wife. She was her boyfriend's friend. I got it. I met my husband in a dirty parking lot. I was 17. We dated for a year. 13 years later, we united and have been married now for 31 years. What? So you met at 17, you dated for a year, and then 13 years go by and you don't see each other, and then you reunite and get married? Oh, Jenny, that's beautiful. Wow. I was married for 15 years. Now I've been divorced for 11. A long-term relationship that ended up a hot mess for 7 years. And then I had said I wasn't going to date, but then met this great fella on the whim of a week on a dating site. And the rest is history, said Tara. Wow. Marianne said married June 21, 1975. 50 years. Oh my goodness. Patty, maybe you got to get back out there. You got to get out there. Who knows? You never know. Even if it's just companionship and going and doing the things and the movies, ba-da-ba. I just thought it was interesting because I think that sometimes, we watch these movies where everything is so romanticized and there's meat cubes and there's salami and you just, if you're new here, that probably makes no sense. It doesn't, even if you have been here. But I think that sometimes the best stories, I'm telling you, do you know how many people I've met lately that keep saying that they were single and then they hired a handyman to come fix stuff at their house and now they're dating their handyman? Maybe there should be like handyman.com. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Dated my husband at 27 for a short time. He definitely wasn't my type. 7 years later, we got back together and have been married 31 years. Oh, Holly. Stop it. Booby. Boob. It's not a chicken leg. It is. Good morning. Mm-hmm. The first time I met Jeff, it was at liverwurst and stinky cheese. No meat cute. It is. It should be hand. Well, they have farmersonly.com where you can meet farmers. Yeah. Yeah. I thought I wanted companionship after 10 years of divorce. Hell no. I'm over it. So much happier living my best life. My niece married a handyman. Now all I have to do is fix some dinner with a honey-do list. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there should totally be a handyman site. Come here, Lou. Coming to work? Come say hi. Come on. Come to work. Come say hi to people. Come here. Come on up. Come on. All my handyman clients are 20 years older than me. Of course they are, Jim. They over their house breaking stuff. They're outside right now kicking fences down. These old ladies, they don't play. They're not stupid. They're like, listen, I don't want to get on the site. Why don't I just kick over this microwave and Jim, a man will show up with a cowboy hat and spend the day with me. They're not stupid. Come here, Lou, up. Lou. Boo, why are you still sitting? Get up. Come to work. Come on. Come on. My bestie keeps saying she's going to sign me up for farmersonly.com to find a rich guy with a ranch and horses. Well, it's really true. The old ladies in my neighborhood always see my husband working outside and want to talk to him. Mm-hmm. My friend met her husband. He was putting new tile in her house. Kay, am I wrong? Lulu, tell everybody what you think. Where do you think that you're going to find the love of your life? She's like, I found it. It's called bacon. Mm-hmm. Some of them do like to talk a lot. Of course they do, Jim. Lou. Did you just bomb? Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Okay. Yeah, and catch them when they fall. Exactly. So adorable. My next love must love dogs. Yeah. I know, she does. She would love it if I got stairs. Mm-hmm. I don't think so, Kyle. You have to tell me what that is again. Met my husband on Lava Life in 2002. We just celebrated. What's Lava Life? Was it like a dating site? Is anybody else obsessed? This is on social media. I think it's on Instagram, and it's a dating thing where, let's say I show up, I'm the girl. Okay, I'll play the girl in this scenario. And then there's a host, and then there's like 10 men lined up with balloons. And does this sound familiar to anybody? If this is new to you, everybody gets a balloon. So let's say we got Tanya with a balloon, Judy got a balloon, Kyle got a balloon. Everybody got a balloon, okay? And I find a handsome fella in my cash cab, and we introduce him. So the first thing that happens, okay, I will, Kyle. So let's say that all of us in our line, me, Tanya, Steak, Shakendra, Kyle, and all of a sudden a hot guy shows up. Well, just based on what he looks like, you can pop your balloon. Now, if you pop your balloon, it means you're not interested. It means you're like, nah, I'm good. But if you don't pop your balloon, you're still in the mix. So sometimes people will come out and hear pop, 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 pop. And I'm like, oh. And then she goes up to the people and she goes, all right, now I noticed that you popped your balloon. Can you tell me, what was it? Why did you pop your balloon? And then they'll be like, they might not just be like physically what I'm looking for or this whole thing. Then say that the guy, that's on my YouTube says my 22-year-old, Laurie, it's everywhere. I'm obsessed. So say there a fellow walks in, right? And nobody pops their balloon. Everybody's like, I'm still in. He's a hottie. Then he goes up to Tanya and he starts talking to Tanya. And a lot of them, sometimes the people on the line are crazy. Sometimes people who are the ones being offered are kooky. So they'll be talking and they'll be like, oh, we have to pop 2 balloons. Like if nobody popped, she'd be like, all right, for the first round, you have to pop. Yeah, Carrie, it's all over the internet. So they'll start talking to somebody, and there's one guy, she was like, why did you pop so-and-so's balloon? Why'd you pop Tanya's balloon? Because she'll be like, Tanya, is he somebody you'd be interested in? Tanya would say something nice, like, yeah, I think I like his look. It looks like somebody I would get along with. And they go, okay, well then how come you popped her balloon? Some of them will be like, I think that maybe just some other girls here might be more my type. That's the nicest thing you can say. That is not what they say. Every once in a while they'll be up and they'll be like, yeah, I don't like her outfit. She seems like real crazy. And, she just looks like she has like a bit of an attitude. And then all of a sudden you hear pop, pop, pop. Or they'll be like, yeah, you're like real fake looking, like they'll say something real crazy. And then you just hear other girls just start popping, pop, pop, pop. And then, but I don't like how he was talking to her. I'm out. It's crazy. It is like speed dating, but with balloons. Judy, I'm making it sound a lot more complicated than I am, but there's definitely a rhythm to it, and like elimination rounds, but you just hope that people are kind, but they're not. But sometimes they're not wrong. It's very much for the young people, but it's completely and utterly based on everything I just said, which is, if I don't have a spark, I don't want to talk to you, which is wrong, but I'm obsessed with it. What network? I don't even know, Kath, because I've only seen, I don't even know if it's on a network. It might just be like clips. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what it's called either. I can't help you. Guys, I can't provide all the information. This is an interactive show. Okay? This is I was about to say this isn't CNN or Fox, but I don't know that they do a lot of research either. So maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know who to believe about what anymore. So I'm going to just throw us in there. Yeah. Confused. Do I have to bring a balloon to a bar now? Yes. Oh my God, that would be great. Maybe they could have balloons with your face on it. And then they would hand the balloon out, right? I'd be like, all right, this round is for to date Dina, and it would be balloons with my face on them and go around the room, and I would come out and pop, pop, pop. They're like, mm-mm. Until there's just one person with your face on a balloon. Like, all right, these next says it's called Pop the Balloon or Find Love. She watches every episode. Laurie, me and your daughter could hang out. We would have a lot of fun. I don't need someone to pop a balloon to point out my faults. No, you're not wrong. I'm not saying I want to be on it at all. I'm just saying, yeah, I'm obsessed with it. Yeah, exactly. So we are basically any other news network that provides a little fact checking. It's just, I can't do everything. Okay. So yeah, no, pop the balloon to find love. Yeah. Maybe we should bring balloons to Vegas. It is. It's funny. So yeah. So anyway, so it was a nice night last night to go up and have a nice dinner and see the cousin uncle, and I'm so tired when I come in. I have meetings all day today. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm pretty sure that Tipsy Tuesday is going to be either just me sleeping. Maybe I'll find a fun little. I like when we have quizzes. It's at least entertaining. I do want to remind everybody it's October 22, which means there's only less than 3 weeks till voting. I don't care who you vote for, just vote. All right. We don't talk about politics here. I believe everybody's got to do their own research, read their own stuff, and make their own decision. But you've got to make a decision, have a voice. And if you haven't done so already, make sure that you are all set to vote in your area. You know where you're voting. If you want to vote, you can vote for Lulu. She is taking write-in votes. I voted on Sunday. I'm going to go vote today. Good. Yeah. So it's on YouTube. Pop the balloon or find love. Oh, Key West. My daughter and I are going to go vote together. I loved voting with my kids. I would take my kids all the time just so they could see you doing it and just be like, and we had this conversation before, like in New Jersey, there's a curtain and there's like a door and like a booth, a cubby, if you will. Not everybody seems to have these fancy ways of voting. Some of you just have hanging chads and just little like cardboard barriers. I don't understand. It's very funny to me that we have not come up with like a national voting system, but it's funny. We changed clapbacks an hour on November 3rd. And yes, elections are 2 days later. So be sure you're on time. My 12-year-old always comes with me. He didn't this time. He was at his dad's. He was offended. Yeah. So that's coming up. Halloween's coming up. I love taking my kids to vote for the first time. Yeah. It is very funny. Thank you, Kim. Kim said, I'm writing you in and voting for you. I bet I could get like 6 votes for sure, but I don't want to break away from any party and split votes. This is my daughter's first time to vote. She's so excited. My son is going with his best friends. I think it's great. So yeah. Voting is a family affair. Always take your kids. I have 3 kids that can vote now. Fill each circle with a pencil. That's what they do in Iowa, like the Iowa tests. The Day of the Muertos, the Day of the Dead is coming. Alejandra, we're going to have to work on a witches theme night party because that party looks so fun. we're gonna have to work that into the next, not this trip, but the next one. Does anyone know where the old sound machines with the lever that closes the curtain? That's what we have, Vicky. I used to love it as a kid. Yeah, that's what we have in New Jersey. The buttons. My 18 and 21-year-old are both voting for the first time this year. Took my daughter when she was little. Told her there's only one time you don't have to tell anyone. Behind the curtain, she announced loudly who she voted for. That's really funny. Washington is absentee ballot voting only. Really? That's interesting. Wow. Yeah, well, Vegas trip is technically sold out, yes, because we don't offer any more tickets. Once we have hit that sell by date, then we have to start locking in all of our tickets. So Carrie, there was a guy in Michigan who demanded a recount because it came out he only had 6 votes, but he said he had 9 family members who would have voted for him. I never found out the result, but I bet it was an awkward Thanksgiving dinner. He's like, what do you mean I only got 6? I have 9 Wait a minute. Washington State sends everyone their ballot, so I sit down with my kids and go through it with them. That's very awesome. Make sure you date your absentee ballots or they might disqualify. It was on the news last night. Did you see the Switch paddleboard coven in Colorado? I don't even know why you put all those words together. Do those words go together? The Switch paddleboard coven in Colorado. Which paddleboard? Lori, I don't know what those words. Which paddleboard coven? I need you to slow down. I don't know how those words go together, Lori. I don't know what you're trying to say. I'm trying to stay with you. So look on it. She goes, just look on Instagram. Okay, I will. The witches were on paddle boards. Okay. All right. Judy's like, let me just, Lori's drunk. Which paddleboarding? Witch paddle. Registration for the 2024 witch paddle. The what? Oh my gosh. Who's going with me next year? There's event coordinators, founder of Witch Paddle. Where is this located? Where does one go? Registration will close when we hit capacity. What could capacity be? Volunteer. I can't figure out where it's held. Hold on. It's October 12th. So they must have just had it in Littleton, Colorado. Okay. If you are a first-time rookie, a seasoned pro, or somewhere in between, you're welcome to be a volunteer. It starts at 6 a.m. It's done at 2. This is fantastic. Safety. Oh, hold on. There's a safety page. This is not an easy time in the year to paddle. I would not recommend this to be your first paddleboarding experience with gusts over 20 miles per hour. Life jackets and whistles are required. Adults do not need to have them on, but they do need them to be on the board. Hypothermia. This is not a competition. Listen, it is. This is a lot. Wow. That's really cool. We're going to have to do some kind of witches event next year or make up our own. I signed up to be a pole watcher this year. Oh, Trisha, good for you. The witches go on paddle boards in the lake by us. What? They also do this in Oregon, but I think it's a local one. They do it in the town next to me, which is on paddle boards. Town is Cobb Island, Maryland. Yeah, so maybe next year's trip is Colorado for the witches paddleboard. Lori's like, I'm sorry, it's 6 a.m. The good thing is that Judy's here to translate you. And they have one in Philly, Jackie? Let me look it up. I wanted to volunteer, but you needed to be there at 4 a.m. I said maybe not. Let me see. Witches paddleboard Philly. Witch paddleboard Philadelphia. There's one in Ocean City. Guys, hold up. October 5th. Totally doing it next year. Who knows how to paddleboard? Can we put a team together? Oh my gosh. Diana's the head of the team. Mm-hmm. Don't you remember the witches can swim? If you drown, well, you weren't a witch. Dina, just saw you in Port Huron. Laughed our butts off. Love the show. Welcome to Stand Up to Your Girl. Oh, thanks, Jill. Yeah, it was Jacqueline's first time. Yes, Tracy, you can just be a cheerleader. We're going to need cheerleaders. We're going to need bourbon holders. We're going to need cotton candy people. We're going to need just a whole... So like maybe like 2 of us will paddleboard and there'll just be 60 ladies with snacks. I think that's fair. Need a Halloween tree. I do. I have a Thanksgiving tree. I'll bring it up. I'll put it over there somewhere. They have a witch's walk in Bangor, Maine. I draw the line at pickleball. No one is getting up on the board. Judy, you can be part of the... there's always like a nursing section. But it'll just be for our group. I'll be like, guys, we have a cotton candy station over here. We have Andrea's in charge of the waters. She'll be also selling candy bars for $1. She loves work snack tables. And then we have our nurses station over here. This is just Judy with a lot of different types of drugs. And she's not going to touch anybody. It's like no touch nursing. Diana's there too. Judy, and she's like, I have a cat and candy machine, so yeah. I could be a cheerleader hype girl. There you go. We have a witches walk event in Geneva, Ohio. Yeah. Andrea can be in charge of the keg. Yeah, you're right. What was I thinking? She's not in charge of the water. She got a keg in the back of her truck or something. Yeah, no, I changed my mind. Thanks, Kathy. Oh, look at this. That's my doctor. Can't do that now. I'll call him later. Anyway. Alejandra, you're the DJ. Oh, hot cocoa and Bailey's. I think I saw a non-dairy Bailey's. Does anybody want to confirm that I saw that? I don't know how you could. I really need you to confirm it exists. I can't confirm that you saw me see it, but I would like for somebody to confirm that they also saw it somewhere. Because if that's the case, I'm going to get some. I used to love Bailey's. Was that a white Russian? Black Russian? White Russian? What am I saying? It's Bailey's and milk. It was my favorite drink until I realized dairy hates me. I have taps for the keg. Allison, I'll introduce you. Okay. I think a witch's bar crawl sounds more like my speed. Another good one. Lactate Bailey's. Is it a thing, Carol? I think I saw it when I was at the liquor store. White Russian. All good times. White Russian. I used to love them, Jody. Kahlua and cream. Yes. I don't think it's a slippery nipple. It's such a funny name. I don't think that's not what I was drinking. I don't know what's in a slippery. Let's look it up. Oh, maybe it's an almond milk. Yeah. Nipple recipe. Maybe we should make one. It's a layered cocktail shooter, equal parts butterscotch, schnapps, Irish cream. That's it? Bailey's Irish Cream and Sambuca. I'm going to make this for Diana. It's 1/2 Bailey's Irish Cream and 1/2 Sambuca. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it for Tipsy Tuesday next week. Now, you know, the Tipsy Tuesday next week. Oh, no. I'm going to make it for Voila on Sunday, because this Sunday is going to be when Di and I dress up as each other. And we cook. I forget what we're cooking. The pasta fazool recipe was fantastic. For those of you that missed it, you should do it. So we're going to be dressed up as each other, and then I'm going to make her a slippery nipple. Don't tell her. A buttery nipple was different. Oh, the other one with the butterscotch schnapps. That's a buttery. I'm going to make both. Okay. We're making crack candy. Perfect. Sharon, why you make me say that? Now we're going to get in trouble on TikTok. Act natural. Jimmy crack corn, I don't care. What time is Voila? 7? Exactly, Becca. Becca knows. No, we're gonna get flagged. They don't care. They don't care what kind of context you use. No, I could say Tipsy Tuesday all I want. Never got flagged for that. Don't you remember the jacket Michelle tried to give me? I got in trouble for that. We'll see if TikTok heard you. I know. Anyway. All right. Well, listen. That's it for today. I'll see you tonight for Tipsy Tuesday. I'm trying to think if there's like another drink we can do tonight. Now that I feel like you're getting into like the cold, although it's 84 degrees here, so it's not that cold. So we'll see. I know it has been, Tara. So listen, have a good day. Go do something. I know it's crazy, Sharon. Go do something fun, like Judy from Saskatoon. Good time. Kegger, Andrea say, do something nice for yourself or others today. It's a great day. It's Tuesday. Everybody probably got a lot of meetings. I know I do. But we'll have a good time tonight for Tips Tuesday. So thanks for watching. I might be a few minutes late because I'm coming from a concert that Brooke is in tonight, but we'll be bebopping. So I look forward to seeing you tonight. Have a great day and a blessed day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed today's morning show, make sure to follow us for more One Funny Mother content.
Okay, all right. Morse code is tapping.
And check out OneFunnyMotherStore.com for great new inappropriate swag. And for more exclusive content, consider becoming a supporter.
She got a bad leg.
Thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow on One Funny Morning.